Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader. Wednesday night, March 28th. These are the charts of the day, both on the long and short side today. We're going to cover some of the movers both ways and some of the promising looking patterns. RWC had a monster move today as they got a major contract. The stock exploded across key resistance around 145 and just kept going until it reached 210, which, by the way, when you look at a multiple day chart and scroll back here, you'll see that key resistance up in this range, which is what it ran up into. Pushed it back a little bit. Still up. Closed at 182, up 73 cents or 67%. 1.5 million shares, by far the biggest volume since the end of 09. So long downtrend, broken, base broken. My next target would be probably somewhere up around the 2.5 area. AMLN Pharmaceuticals with a monster day as key drug news came out. The stock broke out of this falling wedge that we've been following, and with a big breakaway gap there, got across the top of the channel to lateral resistance, but closed right there. This is a very strong move. Not only was there a monster volume today of 43 million shares, but with a close like that, looking at a weekly chart, you'll see this goes back to 08, a 4-year high. The next target has got to be up around 33, 34. That's on an intermediate basis. Let's say a short-term target in the high 20s, around 28. Low price Zalicus, which broke out of this long 6-month coiling base pattern. Note that the volume in the last 3 days has surged. Today's a big day for moving from under 110 to 126 and popping 16% on nearly 9 million shares today. So on that kind of volume, we should see a move that takes it up towards 153 and then 180. Shippers are strong. TNK made a big move today, and not only did it surge, but it took out this major declining tops line and took out the recent high here and closed very nicely up 75 cents or 14%. 6.1 million traded. That's the biggest volume since this one big down gap it had in February. But next resistance and target would have to be somewhere up around this level. Let's call that 7.5 target. GLUU reached our swing trade target. As you know, we put out a buy when it broke out here, and then coiled for a month and a half and exploded last week. And then this week backed off on Monday and Tuesday. Today popped again, up 52 cents or 11.6%. Sharp volume of 11.3 million. At this point, I'm looking for a move towards the 596 zone. TWER, Towerstream, had a nice pop. Step back and look at the big downtrend and the multiple highs here that have been taken out. Here, here, and here. Then it formed a wedge, and today it popped again, up 39 cents or almost 10%, and 1.75 million shares. Solid volume, and if it follows through, I'm looking for 5.5. Another strong shipper was Zalicus Energy Navigation, TNP. After the coil was broken with a pop here of 3 consecutive days in mid-March, the stock settled into a flag, and today popped out of that flag, jumping up 68 cents or 8.5% on nearly 500,000 shares. So really good volume. Technicals show that there's some lateral resistance from all these lows back here that may be tested as early as tomorrow morning, and that would be up around the 9.25 range. If we do get through that, potentially I'd be looking for something right up here to test the 11.25 range. GCA continues its really nice move along this rising channel. 2 days ago, it popped out, and let me get rid of that for you. It popped out of this pennant, settled back on an inside day yesterday, and then today accelerated back up with a move up near the top of the channel. I suspect we may get that move towards the 8.25 range short term. Beyond that, 8.75, 9 would be my target. RGEN continues accelerating, and after these multiple tops were taken out and lateral price resistance was taken out yesterday, it followed through today with another 36 cents or 6.7%. 500,000 trade. That's big volume for that stock. At this point, looking at a long-term chart, you'll see we took out the 11 highs, 2011 highs. Going even further back, you'll see the next target would have to be up around 6 3/4. My next target, followed by potentially something near 8.5. Those are my two targets going forward in Repligen. Now let's move to the short side. Starting off with ARLP. No, let's not start off with that. Hang on a sec. USHS. Another tremendously negative day. After we showed you this wedge, it started to roll over. 3 consecutive days took it down from 12 1/4 to my target near 8.5, hitting 870 today near the bottom of the channel. It did bounce to 935, but a very negative outlook for the stock right now, as the entire pattern here has been completed, the topping pattern, and negatives continue. This stock could easily get down towards 6.5 before it's over. FSLR for solar, as you can see, has been moving negatively lower. In a nice downtrend, it did snap back to the top of that pattern and then roll over to test, and today took out. As you can see, down another $4.4%, 6.8 million. It really looks like this stock has designs on getting into the high teens. MDCA, large topping pattern here, may have been broken. A little bit of a snapback, and then today back down to another 3 3/4%. That one could start to fall away, and if it does, we can see that down in the high single digits. FCX. Well, Freeport-McMoRan broke here, came down and bounced from a little bear flag. Right there. Declining top sign, holding the advances. Today it cracked $1.39 at 3.6%. 30 million shares traded on the downside today. What a negative day for that. And at this point, I wouldn't be shocked to see it test this zone between 33 and 35. Short term. APAGF, which is Apco Oil and Gas. Big top formed. Sharp downward movement to support, and it bounced and formed the bear flag. Today it dropped 240 or 3.5%. It looks like it may take out 64.5. If it does, that's my next target right near here. Look for some more downside, which can take this into the high 50s. Joy Global, apparently breaking the topping formation and rolling over. You can see with that crack today, dropping 244, 3.3%, almost 5 million traded. Could be headed down towards 60. Deckers continues negative, down another $1.79. 2.6 million traded, closed at 60.403 with a move a little bit below that, but this one can cascade lower if the market rolls. Look for something in the mid to high 50s. HP was spotted yesterday on a rollover, actually a few days ago, flagged for a couple days and then rolled over again today. Appears to be headed towards 49.50. ARLP. You can see the down channel that's formed in this one. There, little bear flag, and today dropped $1.63. It may very easily come down towards 60.61 on our next target, followed by 57. Gardner Denver, after snapping back for a couple days, resumed its downtrend. As you can see, making new 6-month lows and dropping $1.55. Great Northern, after getting crushed for 2 days in early March, spent the rest of this month in a coil pattern. Began to roll over yesterday, and today dropped down to 97.85 before jumping back a little bit. Still down to $1.66. I'm expecting a test of 93 and maybe getting to the mid-80s before it's over. And lastly, today's APEI, one of our box of shorts and current portfolio positions on the downside. This looks pretty bearish, head and shoulder type top, breakdown flag, and then starting to cascade lower. I'd look for a test somewhere around 33.5. That's my ultimate target on this stock going forward. That's it, both long and short. Kind of an interesting day. If we get any downside follow through, we could do some cracking and further deterioration. This is HP signing off for now.